I told you there would be a moment. Well, guess what? The moment's here. The fight is coming. Let's go!
Boxing King Media in association with Boxster, a random little meet-up on a side street in Telford with Kalle Sauerland.
It's a random one, eh? You've tracked me down to some side street in Telford. Yeah, how are you, mate?
I'm good. I think it's my first time in Telford. Bit of a random city.
We did a show in Telford, 1999, with Frank Warren, Richie Woodall against our Marcus Beyer. And the German came here and done the business. It was a fantastic night, and been friends with Richie since. So yeah, 24 years ago. Makes me feel very old.
I know the main event is from Telford, but how come we don't see much boxing in Telford?
I don't know. You know, I just have those 24-year-old memories of a really, really, really hostile crowd, and it was a red-hot atmosphere. I remember that night. Very fair in the end, because Marcus won it on points. He had Richie down a few times, and deserved to win the fight, and it was all fair in the end. But it was a hot atmosphere. I just remember that. It was a mad atmosphere. I think it's the same venue even. It's just been redone.
Interesting stuff. So let's talk about the show. Rather than going through all the fights, I just want you to pick out 2 fights for me that you're looking forward to the most.
I think, you know, you can't look past the tag team premiere. I mean, you know, the rules are very clear. They're quite simple. A lot of pressure on the ref on that one to get them right, but it's a first. So, you know, we're going to look at that and hopefully all be entertained. And you know that you know, Pineda in this space has become like the Canelo in the traditional space overnight in terms of popularity. It's incredible. But obviously you've got to look at the main event with Jay Swingler. You know, his hometown. It's going to be a hot atmosphere for that. And Dean the Great, always going to be an interesting fight with Dean the Great. I was supposed to pick 2, wasn't I? Well, I've got to give the ladies a mention. The first Misfits Ladies Championship on the line. Queen of Misfits at stake. You know, Astrid Wett, AJ Bunker was a tasty weigh-in. I'm sure we're going to see a tasty fight.
Definitely. I'll start off with the ladies. Elle Brooks just recently signed with Kingpin. How does that work with you guys? Because I'm assuming you would have preferred to have her on Misfits and fight with you guys. Is that like a rival promotional setup now?
No, actually, we understand what Kingpin's doing, and we're cool with that. You know, they've got their tournament, and what we do is a year-round business. You know. So, you know, if there's certain boxers, you know, discuss that, even boxers who box for Misfits, you know, they want to have a fight on Kingpin, and we can all come to an agreement. There's no problem with that, you know. Absolutely not. It's you know, our environment with Misfits is very different. We put out the world tour, and that's what we're doing. We're starting it in Telford. Say that with a grin, but you know, it's going to go around the world. We're in 5 weeks' time. We're in New Orleans, you know, and it rolls on from there.
You're going to be in for some serious jet lag over the next couple of months, I think, by the sounds of it.
That, mate. 23 years on the road. I'm okay with jet lag.
Good man. And then, you know, the tag team thing. I was asking B-Dave earlier. I asked somebody about it, but do you think that will probably draw more criticism than more praise for the whole concept, or do you think it'll just depend on how it rolls on the day?
Well, I'm hoping we're going to get some fun out of it, and it's going to be an entertaining fight. And you know, we make a lot of it, but maybe there is no tags because someone gets straightened out, you know, in the first round. You just don't know, do you? So it's going to be interesting how that tagging helps and works, and what dynamics it brings into it. If you look at, you know, pro top level traditional pro camps, there's a substitution system very often in sparring. You know, the sparring partners get changed every few rounds, depending on what the strategy is for the fight. So, you know, yeah.
And just moving on, I want to ask you about the latest on the Chris Eubank Jr situation. I know he said on Valentine's Day that he's activated the rematch clause. We're nearly a month on from that moment. What are the latest talks? Have you approached Ben Shalom at Boxer? Is any progress happening?
Yeah, cool. I mean, of course, we're in exchanges and we're working out how to get that done. Simple as that. Not really much more to say on that.
Any potential issues with regards to could they go a different route? Because I spoke to Paul Smith in Saudi a few days ago, and he said something about the weight, where Liam can decide the weight or something.
Liam can decide the weight.
Yeah. So if he says
a bit of a deal breaker on our end, but no, I haven't heard any of that. I do speak to Paul occasionally, but no, I haven't heard anything about the weight. No.
So it's more, if it happens, it's going to be a middleweight again.
Aren't you?
I might have exaggerated that quote, but basically, because there was a suggestion that Liam could decide to have this at super welterweight rather than middleweight or super middle.
Absolutely, would be news for us and would be a deal breaker.
Good stuff. And could we see that Anfield, and when could we expect an announcement? Or is it talks long way away?
Yeah, I don't know, the Anfield stuff, I'm not sure where it came from. Anfield's been redeveloped this summer, so I wasn't planning to hold it on a building site.
Definitely not. And I can't let you go without asking you about Conor Benn came out today, and on Monday he's going to be in front of Piers Morgan. Do you think a good move or a bad move for him to go on Piers Morgan?
I haven't seen the piece yet. What I would say is I feel like Conor Benn's promoter, because I can never go an interview without being asked about Conor Benn. I'm watching everything like everyone else is watching everything. I can't really say more than that. Everyone's got their opinions on it. I work in boxing, so I can only go on the blacks and whites. He's now, the black and white of it is he's cleared to fight. End of. So that's what they've decided. They based their decision on something that I'm not privileged to. I haven't seen the 270-page document. I don't think that 99% of the rest of us have, but clearly they've looked at that and taken their decision based on that. I can't say anything more than that, can I, really, on it? Apart from the fact that I'm not Conor Benn's promoter.
Does it concern you, because we've been told in the past as fans that VADA is the gold standard, and for reading from what Conor's report suggests, there seems to be a lot of issues with regards to the handling of the testing, where I think it was 3 times it was tested, where then on the 3rd attempt they found traces of clomiphene. So does that kind of concern you as a promoter that we can't put VADA as a gold standard anymore?
You know what concerns me is the length of time everything takes. It's mind-boggling how long everything takes. It's the reason that the shit was created in the first place was because of the time things took, because of the communication, and that's really what it is. I mean, again, I can't say whether it was mishandled or whatever, because I haven't seen the report that was made for that decision to be taken. But again, our sport we need to get with it. We need to get quicker. It needs to be more transparent. We need to, in those situations, there has to be things in place. That doesn't mean that there's no communication between the parties for what was a couple of weeks. In our case, they're not even talking about these other test results they're coming out with now, and that's the bottom line of it. Why did it take until that Wednesday to come up with not even a ban, but to come up with a decision? It shouldn't take place in the interest of boxing. I mean, that for me still doesn't sit well. I know there'll be legal reasons the board had for doing that. But is that really what it's going to boil down to every time hiding behind lawyers and not just sitting down and sorting stuff out? Just my 2 cents on it.
You'll be tuning in Monday night to watch that episode?
Probably not, no. But I'm sure I'll read about it somewhere. I'm washing my hair Monday night.
So Kalle Sauerland, as always, we probably chose a bad spot there to do this interview, but hopefully he's picked up what you were saying. I appreciate your time, and good luck tomorrow night in Telford.
Thank you, my friend.
I told you there would be a moment. Well, guess what? The moment's here. The fight is coming. Let's go!